welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, what is up? My name is Xabe the Gemini Witch. It's a pleasure to have you guys here with me today. Aquarius, keep in mind that this is going to be a general reading. It may not resonate for everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, check your moon and your rising and your Venus sign. I'll leave a link in the bottom in the description box to where you can figure out what that is. Alright, Aquarius, so let's jump into your reading and see what Spirit has to say. What do you have for Aquarius, Spirit? Spirit, what do you have for Aquarius, Spirit? Self-esteem and worry. Alright, Aquarius. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So Spirit wants you to know that there's no need for you to worry, okay? You're beating yourself up, I feel. Your self-esteem right now is hurting. But Spirit wants you to understand that you're unique. Spirit wants you to get it through your head that you possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. Aquarius, you're different, okay? So whatever this is that you're going through in regards to your self-esteem, Spirit's pointing that out for you, and it's telling you not to worry, okay? Don't worry. Milk and honey. I love that for you. So there's a biblical story about, the land of milk and honey. And that's about finding this place, right? Finding this home that's filled with abundance. And this is the promise that Spirit has for you. The land of milk and honey, where there's going to be nothing but abundance in your life. That's what's coming towards you. And as soon as you stop focusing on your maybe like your lack of self-esteem, as soon as you stop worrying about that, I feel like Spirit's gonna open these doors to community, people who are like-minded, okay? This could be that you may not have had people like you around you, and so you may have felt different from everyone, and Spirit's going to be bringing you, almost like I get this feeling of like bringing you towards your soul tribe, right? Being around people who are like-minded, and that's going to help with this self-esteem issue, because you're going to be like, you know what, I'm not so different, and hey, guess what, if I am, that's great, right? I'm unique, I'm special, right? And these people around me are on the same vibration. To be fair, an unfinished symphony. So there's something here in your life that you really haven't come to terms with, something that you feel like maybe wasn't fair for you, something that may have put a damper on your self-esteem. There's an unfinished symphony here, and we're about to get into that and see, what this is. What else do you have for Aquarius? That is way too many cards. Inner power, give me the courage and the power to do what must be done and extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored, right? You're not seeing your own strength. You're not seeing your own inner power. You don't realize how extraordinary you are. And Spirit is saying, this is something that you may have been struggling with for a while now, especially with this unfinished symphony card, okay? And Spirit wants you to really tap into this and know that, being different, being unique is actually a gift, right? This is something that, Spirit has given to you, okay? Spirit wants you to be different because you are extraordinary. What else do you have for Aquarius? Successful funding. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. So for some of you, there's an idea that you may have, and it's being divinely guided. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Whatever idea this could be, don't allow these money concerns to prevent you from turning it into a reality. Okay? Aquarius, I see that you're a peacemaker. You're very empathetic in your communication. You like to keep the peace. You like to be harmonious, right? You're very cooperative, okay? And maybe maybe because of this you feel like sometimes you could be a little bit of a pushover, but I don't see that for you. You know, I see that this is what makes you very different. This is part of, you know, your inner power, part of that extraordinary nature that you have. Right. So, you know, Aquarius, you do tend to be a bit of a dreamer, especially here with the 8 of Cups here, or the 7 of Cups, excuse me. You know, you may have lots of options, things that you're thinking about doing, right? And they're not very tangible. They're still kind of like up in the air. You may have multiple choices. I feel like Spirit's saying you're spoiled for choice here. You have multiple possibilities, multiple outcomes, multiple opportunities. And this is about picking and choosing, making a decision, okay? And for some of you, you may be procrastinating a little bit because you're kind of stuck in this fantasy dream world, right? For some of you, you may be stuck in a bit of like this illusion state, right? You know, maybe have some wishful thinking, okay? Maybe stuck in your imagination, all right? And Spirit wants you to meditate and really pay attention to your dreams, okay? So I always say focus on one thing and do that, right, for like the next 90 days and see how it goes. And if it goes well, then there you go, there you have it. Right, for some of you, you know, you're thinking about, if I do this, is it going to be good for my family? Is it going to bring about that like happy ending? Okay, I really feel like, you know, some of you are on the fence here, especially when it comes to some sort of a commitment. This is what you want, right? But I feel like you're thinking about the possibilities of so many different outcomes, you know, especially when it has to do with family, right? So, but I do see like a very harmonious outcome here. Yeah, the 3 of Cups here, this is about friendship, okay? This is about getting together with people who are like-minded, okay? For some of you, you may be around people who you just don't resonate with, right? And this is about taking that time to spend more time with people who you feel like are more of a soul tribe, right? Like-minded people, okay? Getting together with these types of people, because when you're on the same frequency as people, you know, as those that you want to be like, then you know, you start to see a shift. You start to see things happening, right? Things taking place for the better. Generosity, I feel like you're a very generous person. I also see here, these are two cards of community, with the 3 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, this is about wealth, sharing your kindness, sharing your prosperity. Okay, again, this is very much about being around people who are like-minded. Okay, if you do that, it's really going to benefit not only yourself, but you know, the people around you, your family and your friends. Okay, right. What else do you have for Aquarius? I see you're very giving in nature and you just want to be around people who are like that. You suffer with some anxiety, some fears. Again, that's that worry, right? You may have some stress, some burdens. You may feel overwhelmed sometimes, having a very hard time coping with certain things, especially when it has to do with the past. I feel like a lot of this self-esteem and worry has to do with your past, right? Maybe like a false idea or a false narrative that was placed there, not by you, obviously, but by the people that you maybe grew up with or you had surrounded yourself with. Okay, I feel like you're about to have this breakthrough where you're starting to really realize that the environments that you're in don't really resonate with you. That's why it's very important to find people who are like-minded, right? Because it's about growing, right? It's not that you're better than anybody else, but some people just don't resonate with you anymore. Okay? Yeah, I feel like, especially with this this 10 of Wands, it's like you're carrying a really heavy burden. This has been really heavy for you. It's caused anxiety. It's caused you know, like feeling like you're stressed out. And you know, it's really time for you to open yourself up to the possibility of, again, like I said, being around people who are different, right? Because, like, I don't know, I'm just getting this message where you feel like there are people around you who don't resonate with you, like you're different and nobody gets you. But you'd be surprised. You're going through this renewal, this awakening, okay? And right now is the time for you to stand up for yourself and be clear about your wants and your needs. I feel like you've lost a lot. You've suffered a lot of hardship. And Spirit is saying right now is really the time for you to, it's like you want so much that you don't know what you want. Okay. You want so much that you don't know what you want. And this is Spirit's trying to bring you towards this awakening, this renewal, so that you can finally start to, you know, stand up for yourself. And again, be clear about what you want and what you need. Okay, I feel like there's this, like you try to keep the peace with people, and you know, you're afraid. Maybe you're afraid to speak up for yourself. And the Queen of Swords, she's all about speaking up for herself. And sometimes that's hard, especially when you tend to put yourself last. I feel like you're a very caring person, and you do a lot of soul searching. But because of that, you tend to stay in this, like, again, what is the word that I'm looking for? Like, it's like an illusion type of state of mind, and it's time to grow up, right? It's time to really decide what you want. And it's funny because in the past few readings that I've done for you, you keep getting the 7 of Cups, and it's about wanting so much but not really putting the pedal to the metal and saying, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna get. Okay, you know, it's like a lot of wishful thinking, right? But I think it's because you're afraid of being disappointed here. I think it's that you're afraid of putting all of your eggs in one basket and then things not going well. But that's not, I don't see that as the case here. I feel like as soon as you decide and you make this decision as to exactly what it is that you want to do, and maybe that's the reason why you're here watching this reading, because you're like, I don't know what I want to do. There's so many things that I want to do, and I just can't really quite put my finger on it, right? But the reason why you're not making a choice is because of your lack of self-esteem, and also because of the things that you've been through in the past. You've suffered some loss, some grief. You have felt abandoned. You have felt regret, and you have some traumas. You may still be mourning. You may still have some heartbreak, and you don't like things changing up way too much, okay? Because maybe the change that you experienced before, it was a bit traumatic for you, and because of that, you've isolated. There's like this feeling of isolation here. It's like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, you probably do go out and hang out with friends and stuff like that, but there's still this feeling of like this lack of vulnerability. And you know, my niece has this tattoo that says life opens up when you do, and that's the vibe that I'm getting here. Because once you realize how extraordinary you are and how different, how good different can really be, and you start to accept yourself for who you are, then things will start to move, right? Things will start to open up for you, especially with this Ace of Wands. You're gonna have these new beginnings. Spirit wants you to move on, okay, from these feelings of abandonment, all right? You know, Spirit wants you to walk away. Spirit wants you to let go. And I do see that you're about to do that. And like, once you do that, you're gonna have these new beginnings, okay? You may even have like this new creative spark, and that you're gonna be like, where did that come from? For some of you, you may even find a new passion here. And love. This is all about, this is really all about healing so that everything around you can heal, right? I see here that you're either in a connection here that is very loving, or you're about to be, okay? But nonetheless, I do see here a very, very strong connection here with the Two of Cups. This is about bringing harmony into your life and bringing balance into your life. But Spirit is saying, as soon as you move on from this past pain and suffering and hurt, right? Because apparently this is an unfinished symphony, like the cards say. This is like an ongoing cycle that you keep on repeating over and over and over again, and you're not realizing your inner power, right? It's like you want to be fair with the world. You think that maybe putting yourself first is slightly selfish, right? But it's really not, you know. It's like, in order to be happy in life, you really have to go towards the things that you feel passionate about, okay? And your self-esteem is really taking a hit here, all right? So I feel like there's also this lack of community, okay? Because you feel so different, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, like I said, you know. And Spirit wants to let you know that you have this inner power and that you're extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. Inner power, right? So this is about making a decision to walk away so that these new ideas, this new inspiration, these new beginnings can open up for you, okay? What else do you have for Aquarius? Yeah, you're trapped, and you're feeling trapped, You're feeling like this self-limiting, you know, energy. You're uncertain. You have a lack of direction. And you need to release this. You have to let this go. It's about changing your perspective. That's what Spirit wants you to do. Change your perspective about yourself. Whatever you need to do that, some self-esteem exercises, you know, maybe talking to a counselor. You're on the fence about something. It's like you feel like there's like a really difficult decision, or like a painful choice, right? Or stressful decisions. But Spirit wants you to face your fears. This is what this card is, the Two of Swords. It's about facing your fears. For some of you, you may fear, like, it could have been, you know, maybe in the past you felt like there was like divided loyalty with someone. Yeah, once you face these fears, especially with the World card, you're going to close out this cycle. You're going to start to travel. This it's like a karmic cycle that you're dealing with here. And you're going to feel this sense of belonging. You're going to feel this wholeness, okay? But this is once you change your perspective about yourself, about who you are as a person. And again, keep in mind that that narrative that you have, it's not yours. Whatever narrative you have in your head, it could have come from maybe your upbringing, okay? Maybe a past relationship, you know, but this is about saying, I'm gonna take this lie, these lies, writing down these lies, and I feel, you know, whatever insecurities it is that you feel like you have, write it down on a piece of paper and actually look at it. Because I feel like you're being very, very critical towards yourself. So really look at that and say, is this really true? Is this really me? No, it's not. And crumble it up and throw it away. Because that was, you know, someone else's dialogue about you, okay? You have to be like, I'm sorry you feel this way, but I don't feel this way about myself. So this is about facing that fear, confronting your inner demons. And these demons aren't even yours, to be quite frank. They're a script that someone else put in your head, okay? So once you change this perspective about yourself, oh my God, you're gonna experience these new beginnings in love and about yourself, and you're gonna complete this circle, this cycle, excuse me, because you have this unfinished symphony. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach me at Xabe the Gemini Witch at gmail.com, and I would love to, you know, speak more about this and maybe help you out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.